Resourceful Designer, episode 251, Investing in Yourself and Your Design Business.
Welcome to the Resourceful Designer Podcast, offering solutions to streamline your graphic and web design business so you can get back to designing. And now, your host. He was recruited to his high school basketball team because of his height, but was quickly cut when they realized how bad an athlete he was.
Oh,
Mark DeCote.
you know that movie White Men Can't Jump? Well, not only could I not jump, but I couldn't do all the other things required of a basketball player. I may have been one of the tallest guys in our school, but I was also one of the least athletics. But I'm not complaining. I preferred spending my time with the geeks in the computer lab anyway. Now, in this episode of the podcast, I'm going to give my advice on what to do if you have extra money to invest in your business. I'm also going to share another quick tip that you can do with a Google search. Now, what have I been up to? Now, I know for last week's episode, I told you how I was getting ready for my presentation the following week, which would have been this week. Well, boy, was I wrong. Luckily, Sunday evening, I was sitting at the kitchen table with my plate of food in front of me, but my plate was too hot to start eating, and my wife hadn't sat down yet. She was still in the kitchen getting her plate ready. So while I was waiting, I grabbed my phone and I decided to download the app that the virtual conference I was presenting at uses to organize the conference. And when I downloaded the app and looked it up, I realized that I wasn't presenting on the Monday I thought. I was presenting 1 week sooner. So I saw this on Sunday, and my presentation was the next day. So I had to scramble to finish my slides, get my presentation all done, practice it. Not only that, but I was also, as part of the presentation, I was offering a discount and special offer to anybody attending the conference. So I had to make sure all that was done on my podcast branding website, as well as a new service that I was introducing. I needed to put a page up for that. So my Sunday night was shot. I spent the entire time getting things ready, practicing, fine-tuning the presentation and the whole bit. But it paid off. Presentation went off without a hitch on Monday. In fact, a professional presentation coach actually contacted me afterwards saying that she was hired by the committee or by the conference to give critiques to the different people giving presentations. And she just wanted to congratulate me on a great job, and she said she had nothing to critique. I had done so well. So that felt kind of good. And what felt even better was that I picked up a few new clients because of it. So that's always a good thing. So that was my Monday. Man, what a hectic day that was. But besides that, the rest of this week, I managed to finish off a long-time website for a client. This is one I had started many months ago, and it was just taking forever to get the content. Well, I finally got the website finished. It's not launched. I'm just waiting for her to give me final approval. She's going over everything. But so far, she said that she hasn't found anything wrong, and we should be launching within a day or two. So I'm really looking forward to getting that project finished. I also am finishing off a set of icons that I'm doing for a client. This is for a WordPress plugin that they have that needs some icons done with it. So added some finishing touches, and I'm sending the finals off to the client later today. Now, funny enough, I didn't have any podcast artwork to work on this week. I do have a couple lined up for next week, but nothing this week. So that was a little interesting. It's been a few weeks now since I haven't had a single podcast artwork to work on. But those are just a few of the things that I've been up to this week. Now, as always, I'm spending a lot of time in the Resourceful Designer Community. The community did open up for new members on March 1st, and we did have a few new people join. It's always nice to get to know people, find out what stage they're at in their business, where they need help, and just get to know them. And of course, there's so many conversations going on, always something happening within the community. And I can tell you that the members would love to have you as a part as well. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran design business owner or if you haven't even started your design business yet. The community has something to offer you. And although we are willing and eager to help when it comes to design questions and critiques on the designs we're doing, the community's real strength is helping you with the business side of the industry. Things like figuring out how to market yourself, to making sure you're fully covered through your contract, to holding you accountable for your goals and the things you set for yourself. There is a wealth of knowledge and assistance at the disposal of all members of the community. And you can take advantage of it by becoming a part of this growing network of people who are like you and understand you. So if you're ready to invest in your future, join the Resourceful Designer Community today by visiting resourcefuldesigner.com/community. And now this week's tip of the week. Now last week, I shared a tip on how to do a search on Google for a particular file type. I shared that if you do site, and then whatever the domain is you want to search, and then file type, and say, for example, PDF, Google will return all the PDF files that are on that particular website. Now, another trick you can do, and I want to thank Chloe from the Resourceful Designer Community for reminding me of this, is whenever you do a search, if you want to omit any websites, just type hyphen or minus and then the website. And in some cases, you don't even have to type the URL. So say you're doing a search for something and you don't want any Pinterest websites to come up. Just put your search term and then do minus or hyphen Pinterest. You could do the same thing if you don't want any Facebook links to show up or any YouTube videos. Maybe you're looking for a tutorial to do something, but you don't want to watch a video, you want to read something. You can type in your search term and then put minus YouTube. And you could do the same for things like Wikipedia or any of the other social platforms or any site that might normally come up. If you want to omit them, just type a hyphen or the minus sign and then the domain. So that's an easy, quick tip that can help you refine your searches. Now, before I get to today's main topic, I'd just like to ask you if you know a fellow designer that can benefit from Resourceful Designer the way that you are benefiting from this podcast. Please share it with them. It's so easy. You can just tell them to search for Resourceful Designer anywhere they listen to audio. There's a platform up there, and if you find one that I'm not on, let me know and I'll make sure to get on there. It's that easy. Just search Resourceful Designer anywhere you listen to audio. And now, investing in yourself and your business. Recently, we had a conversation in the Resourceful Designer Community on what to do if you had extra money to invest in either yourself or your business. Now, there was a lot of great advice on how to use the extra money, and just as important, how not to use that extra money. And it was such a great conversation that I thought, I should share my thoughts on this topic here as a podcast episode. Now, before I go any further, I must state that I am not a professional financial planner, nor a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV. In fact, I have absolutely no experience when it comes to this stuff. As far as I know, any expert that listens to this may tell you that what I share here today is completely wrong. But just the same, these are my thoughts on what I would do if I had extra money to invest in myself or my business. So here goes. Imagine you had extra money sitting around, anywhere from maybe a few $100s to maybe several thousand. I know, it's a nice thought, isn't it? But hey, you never know. Maybe you have a favorable tax return this year, or possibly you inherit a sum of money. Maybe you win some sort of cash prize or some lottery or draw or something. And if you're lucky, maybe you had a very good last quarter and there's extra money in the bank once all your monthly bills and expenses are paid out. Whatever the reason, imagine you have some extra money and you're trying to figure out something to do with it other than, things like blow it on a vacation or some other luxury. No, you want to use that money as an investment of some sort. But what? Well, I'm going to divide what I'm going to talk about today into 3 categories. And right now, as I'm thinking of this is the order of preference that I would invest in for these 3 categories. The 3 are investing in your future, investing in your present, and investing in your business. So I'll start off with investing in your future. In my mind, the most important thing any business owner can do is invest in their future. Now, the future could mean, 6 months to a year from now, or it could mean retirement, whenever that is. The idea is to use the money you have in order to help you down the road. As a solopreneur, your income relies on your ability to work. In most cases, if you're unable to work, you just don't make any money. That's why I believe padding your future or investing in your future is one of the most important things that you can do. Now, this may mean putting money into a saving account to act as maybe a 3 to 6 month buffer, which is always nice to have, in case things get tough and business slows down. Work in our field is never guaranteed, and even the best of us experience some lulls from time to time. Well, that buffer that you have, 3, 6 months, a year, whatever it is, can help tide you over and help cover your expenses until work picks up again. Or maybe an accident or some sort of illness will force you to take a medical leave. Having a buffer to help get through that period may mean the difference between staying afloat or being forced to close your business down. And then, of course, there's retirement to think of. Saving for retirement is something you should start doing as soon as possible if you haven't, especially if you want to continue living the good life in your later years. The longer you wait, the harder it'll be to save up. Now, I don't know about you, but as a creative person, I find it really hard to think that I'll ever retire. And I do strongly believe that I will be creating and designing things until the day I die. But the fact is, one day, I may not want to spend 8 to 10 hours a day in front of my computer. And that'll mean less money coming in. Not to mention that even though, like good wine, designers get better with age, some people may just not want to hire a 65-year-old designer to create a brand for their hip new startup. These two reasons alone, for short absences such as dips in work or medical leave, and for retirement, are why I believe that investing in your future is the first thing you should be doing if you have extra money. I know it's hard to think of, especially when you have bills and debt to pay right now, but even a few dollars here and there will add up over time, as long as you have the discipline to put it away and forget about it. And if you do happen to come in to a lump sum of money, this is where I suggest you invest it, in your future. Now, once that's taken care of, the next thing on my list is invest in your present. Investing in your present means putting money to use towards immediate self-improvements. Investing in things such as tutorials and courses to learn new skills and improve your existing skills. These may be design-related skills, or they may be skills related to your business. Now, there are many great places to learn new skills, such as Udemy, Skillshare, LinkedIn Learning, Creative Live, and so many more. So let's say maybe you design Wix websites for clients, and you've had to turn down a few clients because they wanted a WordPress website, which you don't know how to do. Well, maybe your extra money can be put to good use by learning WordPress, and then you'll be able to expand the services that you offer. You'll be able to give your clients a choice between Wix or WordPress. Or maybe you'll want to take a course or a webinar or something that'll help you grow your business through social media. Or maybe you want to learn more about SEO or Google Analytics. Or maybe one of the many Adobe programs that comes with Creative Cloud is something that you've never touched before. So maybe you'll want to take a course on one of those. The possibilities are endless when it comes to learning new things. And who knows? Not only can you grow your business, but you may learn a new skill that you can offer to your clients in order to make more money. So if you learn how to grow your business using social media, not only can you grow your own business, but you can use those skills to help grow your clients' businesses. Now, another thing you can invest in is books. Similar to courses and tutorials, there's thousands of books out there you can read. So invest in business and self-improvement books that will help you grow. Now myself, I prefer listening to self-improvement audiobooks. I just recently finished listening to The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Great book, by the way. I really suggest it. And next up on my listening list is Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving, I'm not going to finish that title because this is a family-friendly podcast, and that last word is not family-friendly. But I've heard some really good things about that book, and it's the next one I'm going to listen to. So if you don't have time to sit and read a book, audiobooks are a great way to still learn from those same experts while out and about. I listen to books while I'm grocery shopping, while I'm mowing the lawn, walking the dog, driving around, whatever. So I much prefer listen to a book than read it. Now, if you've never tried an audiobook, you can actually get a free one, any book that you like from Audible, when you sign up for their free trial. Just visit resourcefuldesigner.com/audible. They'll send you a credit and you can spend it on any book in their library. And if you decide that audiobooks just aren't your thing, it's very easy to cancel. You never pay a single cent, and they let you keep that first book that you downloaded. So give it a try. Now, another thing that you can invest in your present is networks. Joining networking groups or communities, such as the Resourceful Designer Community, are a great investment that will help grow you as a designer and as a business person. You can also try groups such as Toastmasters, who can help you fine-tune your presentation style for when you're pitching to clients. Will help you with your confidence. So those are some of the things that if you have extra money after you've already invested in your future, I suggest using it to improve your current situation. The little bit you spend now can bring exponential growth for you and your business. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. Before I keep going, I want to put a little side note in here. I know I just said that you should invest extra money in tutorials and courses and such. But what I don't suggest is looking for things to learn just because you have extra money to spend. It's never a good idea to spend money on courses or tutorials or anything like that just for the sake of learning something. Only invest in things that you want or need to know. Otherwise, take that money and invest it in your future instead, as I mentioned earlier. And if you're not sure if it's important enough to learn, go back and listen to episodes 8 and 94 of the podcast. In both of those episodes, I talked about just-in-time learning, which plays right into what I've just been talking about. Now, the final category that I want to share with you is investing in your business. And that means putting your extra money to use to improve the infrastructure that helps you perform your tasks, your job. And that means maybe updating your computer and your equipment. Maybe it's purchasing new software or new design resources. It may also mean updating your own brand and maybe updating your personal website or your business website. However, just like investing in your present, there's no point spending money on a new computer or equipment unless you actually need it. You're better off putting that money aside and saving it for when you do need it. But there are many other ways you can invest in your business. You can use the extra money to hire some outside help, such as photographers, copywriters, developers, and all that can help you with your own promotional material. Just because you're a designer doesn't mean you have to do everything yourself. You can also hire a virtual assistant. Use that money. Get somebody that can help you with certain tasks and activities. I speak from experience that hiring my VA is one of the best investments I've ever made for my business. And if you haven't done this already, use the extra money you have to register a trademark for your business. That may be your business name, your visual assets. Get them officially registered. It's always a good idea to protect yourself. And finally, spend the money on growing your business through marketing and advertising, as well as sponsorships and networking. Remember, the more people who know about your business, the faster you will grow. Last year, when in-person conferences were canceled throughout 2020 due to the COVID pandemic, many of those conferences decided to go virtual instead. Well, I took the money that I would have spent on travel, hotel, expenses, and all of it that I would have spent going to PodFest Multimedia Expo, and instead, I decided to become a sponsor for their virtual online event. And that opportunity, that investment to put my brand in front of the podcasting space, meant that Podcast Branding, my company, was seen by thousands of people in my niche, and it really helped boost my business in ways that me attending the conference in person never could have done. So never forget that promoting your business is a great way to grow your business. But of course, that's after you've invested in your future and in your present. Then invest in your business. Now, as a bonus, and this is just kind of an afterthought, if you're satisfied that you've covered the 3 categories I just talked about, and if you still have some money you want to spend to help your business out, you can always use that extra money to thank your clients. Sending them a gift basket or a special gift, or even sending a client something as simple as a coupon for a free pizza or a gift card to some place, that can go a long way in strengthening your relationship. And it's all about the relationship. Imagine creating a new logo for a client and then sending them a glass mug that you've had their new logo etched on the side for them. That sort of thing can go a long, long way. You can never go wrong when you invest in your client relationship. So those are some of my thoughts on what I would do if I had extra money to spend on my business. Now, as I said at the beginning, it's a nice thought to think of extra money, but it is something you have to think about. This is a business, and all businesses need some investment put into them. And that may mean in the business itself or in you, the person running the business. So even if you don't win the lottery or inherit a fortune or whatever, even if it means just taking a little bit here and a little bit there from the money you are earning, you should do whatever you can to invest in your future, invest in your present, and invest in your business. Think of it as insurance to make sure you're here for the long haul. That's my 2 cents. Now, I would love to know how you invest in yourself and your business. Leave me a comment for this episode at resourcefuldesigner.com/episode 251. So thank you very much for listening. Before I go, I want to remind you that the Resourceful Designer Community is now open again, and we're eagerly awaiting you to join. The members within are there to help, to offer assistance, guidance, in whatever way we can to help start, run, and grow your design business. To learn more, visit resourcefuldesigner.com/community. And don't forget about our tip of the week, which is simply, if you want to exclude a certain domain or website from your Google searches, just add minus or hyphen and then the name afterwards. And Google will return results that do not include that particular domain. It's as easy as that. So thank you very much. I am Mark Decote, wishing you all the best with your design business and reminding you to stay creative.
Thanks for listening to the Resourceful Designer Podcast at resourcefuldesigner.com.